Beats by Trill, straight Killerville, dog.
What's good? We are back. Another episode of Live from Fayettenam Fridays. It's me and Mr. J. Trilling on his tracks is stuck in traffic. And as usual, we were about to bring on a special guest. Our next guest is affiliated with a boot camp clique, Duck Down Records. He was one half of the representatives. I think he's coming live from West Coast, but he's actually from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Let's bring him in. The one and only Supreme, the Eloheem. Supreme, what's good? Hold on, look like we got him yet. Look like he stepped off for a second. Mr. J, what's good? Waiting on Supreme to come back on. I know I saw his camera on earlier.
Yeah, man.
Up there he goes. All right. Supreme, what's good? What's good? Hello?
Mike's muted. Looks like.
Yeah, his mic's muted.
Picture.
I think we got him. Let's see.
Technical difficulty.
Supreme, your mic's muted. Hello? Yeah, we can't hear him right now.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're having technical difficulties for a second. Let's see. Let's get into this private chat. Hey, let's see if he. So what's good with you tonight, Mr. J?
Just trying to get over, a little bit of stuff. I had a lot of things going on this week. Kind of threw some things off. So, I'm just trying to get back to 100% so I can go ahead and.
All right, let's see if we got him now. Supreme, what's good? Can you hear us? Look like we still having technical difficulties.
Like I said, I'm trying to get back to 100%. Got some writing to do. Got some recording to do. So I'm trying to get that scheduled. So I can start moving everything towards gearing up the soundtrack. Like I said, we got maybe two or three interviews left before I kind of just start working on getting everything round up and finished up and edited up for the Underground Experience documentary, and really start setting into the soundtrack. I've also kind of determined that I may be trying to take a lot of the writings and a lot of the blog interviews and maybe turn that into like a companion piece of book for that movie. So,
well, let's get into your documentary while we see. Let's get into your documentary real quick while we see if we can get his connection back. See if he comes back on, and if not, we'll get into the topics. But it just looked like he can't. He removed the connection, and he might come back in. We'll see.
It's gone from it being kind of gate-kept to being kind of closed off to now it's wide open. You know what I mean? Like from city to city, even state to state, it's wide open. The artists can really control their own destiny now. It really comes down to the business, and we're seeing a lot of the really talented artists in North Carolina really step into their own and create their own lanes and craft their own little niches.
We out here doing what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Carolina shit, representing the underground scene. Carolina got a lot to offer. There's a lot of artists out here that y'all sleeping on. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you don't have no talent out here, because if you just stop for a minute, you will see. It's so much talent here. It's so people got so much to offer, and all we try to do is just bring our talent to the people and bring it to light. You know what I'm saying? So this is really important that we let the people know, like, Carolina's bigger than J. Cole and the Baby and P.D. Pablo.
All this cash, see the speakers blaring, the people staring like, where you get all that? Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. It ain't like, where you get all that? Now I got a big old bag. Can't even fit all this cash. They smiling now while I'm wilding now, like, yeah, I fit all that. Yes, now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag.
Be on the lookout. Underground Experience coming soon. Damn, I saw Supreme's camera pop in for a second, but then he popped back out. Trying to give him a little bit of time. I know we don't normally have technical difficulties, but he is on California time. The connection is like, all across the West Coast there. Let's see. Look like he ain't gonna come back in. Well, let's get into the topic then. Boycotting bad boy music. What's your take on that?
Well, the whole cancel culture thing to me is jumping shark. People are just so inconsistent with who they choose to cancel, who they choose to do this or that to. There are real serious issues.
You got a little echo going too.
People hear crickets on, you know what I mean? And when you have crickets, on serious issues, I don't understand, where it's going. You're hurting more of the artist than you are Diddy at this point. I think, he may get a certain amount of residuals or whatever, but he's not, benefiting in a large, extreme way off of what's going on, because he did hand over a lot of the rights to the songs months before kind of all this stuff came to a head. So it's definitely one of those things where I don't know. In 6 months, they may be back to playing it again. So all the different.
All right, so I think we got him now. Hold on, let's see if we got him on.
Hey, little homie.
There we go.
Homie.
Supreme to Eloheem.
Yo, what's good, Yo,
what's
man.
Up, man?
What's happening? My bad for the technical difficulties. I'm good, baby. I'm good.
It happens. It happens. We
long
good out
time,
here,
brother.
Man.
Huh?
We good out here. We on the East Coast right now. You on the West Coast right now, right?
Yeah, I'm out west now. Yep.
Even though you are from Brownsville.
You heard? Yep. Never ran, never will, baby.
So we want to start here. I'm gonna start here. You got a nice little family tree going on in the boot camp clique. I mean, you got Lil Rock, he's the younger brother of Rockness Monster, but I was looking up, you the cousins of Still and Top Dog from OGC. What's that like with that hip hop family tree?
Yeah, we grew up in music, kind of, sort of, you know what I mean? Other than running the streets and shit like little crazy little sons of guns back in the day. Yeah, Still started it all, of course, always. That's the big cousin. Top Dog is his younger brother. Me and him are closer in age than me and Still. I think Still got me like about 5 joints. DL got me by like a couple months or something like that. So, we first cousins, his mom, my mom, sisters. So we grew up just raising hell together, And then we always been into art in some form or fashion, you know what I'm saying? Drawing. We've been in the game since hip hop kind of was still young, so we kind of got to see it all. So we did everything, man. Breakdancing, graffiti, everything. We tried a little bit of everything. And if Still was doing it, he was leading the way, we wanted to do it too. So, it's a blessing having it in the family. You know what I'm saying? We sharpen each other and we keep each other motivated.
Now, y'all's first appearance was on the Nocturnal album, right?
Yeah, the reps. Yep. Now, was it? I don't either that or it was either that or the Duck Down compilation. I don't remember which one came out first, but yeah, it was around the same time, like 96, I want to say. 96, 97. Yep. The Square
He,
was our first introduction.
yeah, that's what it said. The square triple R.
Yep. Rock Rough
Yeah,
and the Reps, baby.
and I went back and listened to it. That was a dope record. Now, can you tell us about Warlock Records? Is that the same Warlock Records that was founded by Adam Levi?
I believe so. Yeah, they had other artists besides. They didn't really have a lot of hip hop, especially at that time. So we kind of was one of the only groups. I think it might have been one other group. I can't think of who was on there. But yeah, they was basically doing the distribution. We were still on Duck Down though.
Okay, that's what's up. And what was the whole like idea behind the album Angels of Death?
Oh man. Well, me and Little Rock, we are besides being, in the hip hop, we always been into Islam and just having knowledge of self and all that. So we, as fiery young men, we wanted to spread that message in a sense. Trying to kind of playing two worlds, being in the street and trying to kind of like level up from that and trying to add like a more of a spiritual element to that. Like this is where we come from, but this is where we going type of a vibe. So Angels of Death was like the death is like a doorway. It's a beginning and an ending, not necessarily meaning physical death. It means like a spiritual death, like a growth, like with the closing of one door, opening of another door. So that's kind of where
Okay.
our concept was. We were just embarking into the music business. So that kind of was like the death of leaving the street life alone and entering into the music business. So it has multiple meanings to it.
Okay. I'm gonna let Mr. J get in here with some questions too.
Mr. J was goody.
It's good, man. Um, you had songs like the gangs out here, Square he just mentioned, Perfect
Yep.
Jab,
Oh
Magnum
yeah.
Force, All of the Wild. Um, with all those processes of recording and stuff like that, what song do you feel like speaks to you the most, or what would be one of your favorites?
Well, some of those songs you mentioned are on different projects, wasn't necessarily a representative project. A lot of those were on, I think, Helter Skelter's second album, Magnum Force, like Call It a Wild, Perfect Jab. They all have special meaning. Especially, I would say probably Perfect Jab is one of my favorites. Me and Rock, we did the beat together. We kind of just was in the studio locked in. We had the studio in Rock's crib at that time, driving his mom's crazy in the back with beating on the drum machine and all that. And me and Rock came up with that joint, and that's a special one to me. You know what I'm saying? Like just doing it with the big homie, going back and forth with that lyrical swordsman. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to hold my own with that dude. That's probably one of the most special ones in my arsenal. But I mean, my first album, I produced a lot of that. I produced the Square, which is our first introduction into the game. So that one was a special track to me too, because not only was after our introduction as MCs, it was my introduction as a producer. So besides my album, yeah, those two probably would stand out the most. You know what I mean? Rocking with the big homies on their first and second album.
We lost my co-host, Mr. J. He might come back, but yeah, like you produced a few records on the representative album too, right?
Yeah, I produced a lot of them, majority. I'll probably say at
That's
least
what I.
half. Me
That's
and
what I
Still,
thought.
yeah, Still co-produced some. I think Rock might have jumped in. Yeah,
Okay.
we tried to keep it all us. You know what I'm saying, in house. And at that time, we didn't really have relationships with a lot of we knew we didn't have a lot of relationships with the producers we wanted, and we needed the album done. We was trying to get it done, so I just had to out of necessity get in the lab and figure out how to work that MPC. But
You
still, my big General Still, he played a big part in helping us put that together. Not just instrumentally, but vocally, like locking everybody. I think I label him and Big Rock as one of the executive producers because they were so instrumental of being just there from start to end. You know what I'm saying? Helping us lock that down, put it together.
That's what's up. Do you think the Duck Down roster is one of the most underrated rosters?
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. I think a lot of dudes are getting recognition now, man. It's all about just putting in the work. You know what I mean? Like Rusty Jukes, you know what I'm saying? James
Yeah.
Brown and Underground. Like, look at where he started and where he's at now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it's a matter of time. They can only deny you but for so long. You know what I'm saying? But they've also throughout Duck Down's history, they also had legendary MCs that was already established that came eventually into the fold, and we had the Skyzoos, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
KRS did some stuff there. Master A's. There was a couple people. You know what I mean, besides how it started and what it was just wasn't just a click no more. It was Duck Down is doing big things now. They reached out and spread their wings, and a lot of people I think could say that Duck Down gave them that platform to rap when nobody was checking for them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was giving them that opportunity. So big up Duck Down, big up Drew High, Noah. You know what I mean? The whole Duck Down staff, Shucky Ducky, salute.
Mr. J, you back?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. Everything just kind of shut down. So I don't know what's
Mr. J, man, my virus ran into your computer, bro. My bad. I infected you.
going
Yeah.
on. Yeah, you. What was the transition about? Going out to Cali. Like, what kind of
Man,
what you brought
it's a
down?
lot. It was a lot. It wasn't just one thing. The main thing was I came out here kind of like in the height of COVID. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of shit changing in my life on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? And this was Cali opened up an opportunity to make a fresh start. And when I was a kid, I actually lived in San Diego with my pops. My pops was a Navy dude. So I kind of had a couple old friends and a couple old acquaintances out here that to reach out to when I got here. But my wife, her parents were already retired and they were living out here, and they gave us the opportunity to come out here and start something new. And so I took the chance.
Yeah, because I know there's a few other MCs from New York that seem to have migrated out to Cali and seem to do a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
either
work out
Cali
here.
or ATL.
So it kind of bucks the notion of certain people saying California is dangerous for rappers, or a dangerous
I
place for
mean,
rappers.
I think anywhere is dangerous if you don't know how to maneuver. You know what I mean? Like a lot of rappers, we come
Right.
from the hood and we come from the streets, but it's a certain level of respect, it's a certain level of knowledge and know-how you got to implement. And when you go to anybody's hood, I mean, you could still go from one hood to the next. But if you ain't grow up in that hood and you don't got no connections, then you got to move a certain way, or you got to have connections to try to move a certain way. You can't be out and about like just willing, and that goes for anything, not just rappers. You can't just be out and not knowing your surroundings and just what I mean. Like I look at New York and LA as the twin cities. So they're very similar, they're very different, but if what I mean, they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. I feel the same thing is with LA, you know what I'm saying? Most particularly Cali in general, but LA in particular. That's what, a lot of people come to, either make it or they get broken. You know what I'm saying? Just like in New York. So it wasn't that big of a difference. I mean, the main biggest difference is the weather. You know what I'm saying?
As far as like MCs out that way, what is there certain ones you're looking to kind of network with and collaborate with?
Right now, because I had such a long hiatus, I'm just trying to get my guns polished and get them back in the battle. But I'm willing and ready to work with anybody. But I got a couple dudes out here that I got linked with from another brother from Brownsville, who's actually an MC and a cousin of another famous MC y'all might know, AZ.
Yeah.
He was out here for a minute and touch bases, and he actually connected me with like two artists of his. One Caddy Baby, I reached out, talk, I don't really speak with him, but we connect on IG a lot, and I just show him support, he showed me support, and eventually, maybe we're gonna connect when it's right, and make that connection happen. He's another up and coming dude. He's dope, and it's a lot of dope MCs out here that's up and coming, and that's already been established and got a name for themselves. A lot of y'all might not know them, but they are very well known, here, making a name for themselves.
Well, Supreme, you dropped two solo albums in 2010. It was My Time, the Eloheem project, and I
Hmm.
guess one in 2015,
Hmm.
Otis or a Street Disciple. But you got this new record I seen you just recently dropped. Let's talk about that a little bit. Fact I Bust. I just checked out the music video. Flow was still dope.
Thank you.
2 weeks ago you
Appreciate you.
dropped it. So what was the whole idea behind that song?
Behind the song was that was just that was just like I'm back. I'm not only I'm back, but I ain't never left. But you know what I'm saying? Again, it's just to get them guns back in the battle, let them know that I'm still gunning and I'm still here. Um, but it was also an introduction into the my new project, which is an EP that I'm putting out with six tracks. Actually, it's out. I did it. I went straight to consumer this time, directly on my website. It's not on DSPs or nothing yet. Maybe in the next month. But it's been a shift in the industry, and
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
the
people
thing.
going crazy with how these streams is not really making nobody no bread. And I mean, we don't do it just for the bread, but at the same time, we want to be compensated. You put a lot of money into making this art, and putting it and getting it to the quality or level that with your peers at, and you want to keep it at a level, and that shit costs, man. So I mean, it ain't, like I said, it ain't about the money, but it's about the control. It's about being your own boss. Like those all those albums you just named, the solo albums, all of those were done on my dime, on my time, in my studio, reaching out and connecting on my own. Like, just as I mean, I wasn't really considering myself a record label per se, but I guess I kind of am. You know what I'm saying? Just being an independent artist. So yeah, this is just a continuation of that. Like I said, it's been a hiatus. So I called the album Lazarus, like in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? When Lazarus returned from the dead for after 3 days, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my vibe with this whole project. Like, I'm coming back, and it's new, but it's still the same. It's the same as far as the energy, as far as the skill set, but it's new as far as how I'm doing it. There's no labels really involved. It's all me. So I'm able to take my time with it, able to be creative and be an artist as we should be. I ain't worried about making this type of song for this type of people. I just make whatever I feel. You know what I'm saying? I make the music that I like and I want to hear. And if you like it, that's cool. And if you don't, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dope MCs out here. You know what I'm saying? Independent and mainstream. So, each artist is his own, and how we paint is how we paint. Just all I want people to do is support the artist. If you really supporting them, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cool to get a free stream, and it's cool to get products here and there that's promotional, but support your the dude that you claim, or the female that y'all claim y'all supporting, and buy directly from the artist. Like when Van Gogh and all these other dudes painting and all that, and they paintings are worth millions today. I mean, it probably wasn't worth much in their time, but that's how I look at it. Like, it's about your legacy, creating a legacy. If you're creating good work, you want it to stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? We've been here, the camp in particular, almost 30 years now. So that says a lot. So I think we're doing something right. I just want to continue that legacy. You know what I'm saying? Just make good art, but at the same time, I want the people and other artists to know that it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Be your own boss, be independent, create the art you want to create, and If people is rocking with you, they're gonna rock with you.
Yeah, you seem like you came out when y'all's album dropped. It was around the time when physical sales, where they was starting to decline, or people were saying to stop buying physical and kind of go more
Yeah.
digital and
Yep.
whatnot.
That was
You heard
around
about
Napster and all
what?
that. People
Yeah,
was downloading people's albums, and I mean, we always had the bootleg, man. You know, bootleg, get your leg broke. Yeah, yeah, I know about that. So this was like, it just once the big companies got into it, the Napsters, and eventually now we got all the DSPs that took over. It's like, it's the artist is kind of being pushed to the back. Major labels, even not even record, radio is almost becoming
yeah.
irrelevant, kind of, because people are getting everything inside the box, inside the cloud, inside the computer, and they like it's just the same thing, I guess, with Hollywood. People used to make movies, going out to the movies, an event, like it was a thing to do. Like now, no, everybody just streaming shit from home, which is cool, but it's about the experience. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing doper as a hip hop artist or hip hop connoisseur, rocking with somebody's album from front to back and letting them take you on experience. You know what I'm saying? But you don't really get that no more because people mainly just drop singles and there's really no connectivity within the music. Like it's a whole big thing, man. But it's just being true to yourself and true to the art. Like I said, it's art at the end of the day.
You think too many people let the labels dictate all the rules when you're not signed to the label at the time? They really don't dictate the rules for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It's about freedom, the independence. As an independent artist, you don't. I mean, it's a gift and a curse because the labels got the money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even now though, they're not really giving nobody really no budgets, and unless you already established already as an independent artist and showing that you got the audience, you
Yeah,
got the people that's already checking for you. Other than that, they're not really messing with you. Like back in the day when we came up, they was artist development and all that stuff, and they was breaking artists, and they don't do that no more, bro. Like so, it's really, I mean, like I said, it's a gift and a curse because now as the artist, it's all in your hand. The ball is in your court. So, I mean, if you about that life and this is really what you want to do, you got to treat it like it's I mean, it's like I said, it's an art and it's something we love, but it's also a business. So if you got your business hat on, you could really make some coin. You could really make an impact, and it don't even gotta be um millions of dollars, what I'm saying, involved. If you got some real loyal fans, it takes 100 or 1,000 real loyal fans. You can eat in this business off your art. You know what I'm saying? And that's power because the record labels, well, allow you. How many artists we know? We heard the story, that they broke or whatever, they bankrupt or they owe the label this, that, and the third. So
a lot,
I
a
mean,
lot.
you know what I'm saying? The label at the end of the day is just a bank. They just loaning you money, man. At the end of the day, a lot of dudes get caught up in the fame. Oh, I'm known. I'm this, like, which is great. But if you can't feed your family, then I mean, what is it really worth? You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
the goal is really just to make a living off of the music, but
Yeah,
some people they get too greedy with it.
yeah. And like I said, some people are okay with just the notoriety or just that's cool. I mean, it's cool too if that's what you in it for. But I mean, it's good to know, from the jump what your goal is, and if that's your goal, then no doubt, more power to you. But I mean, a lot of us come from nothing. You know what I'm saying? At least when I 30 years ago, a lot of us were street kids. You know what I'm saying? Coming from nothing, so it was kind of like a way out, just kind of like how sports was, and you know what I mean, and Hollywood was. It was an alternative to to being in the hood and doing knucklehead shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make money or whatever. So, it's still kind of the same thing. People want to make a living and doing what they love to do. Nobody want to slave in a 9 to 5, making other people rich. So, you know, it's good to be able to turn your passion into profit. You know what I'm saying? And still love what you do. Because I think when you love it and you ain't got to worry about all the crap that, somebody robbing you as far as the record labels and are they gonna put this money to do this or I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't worrying about all that, you could be a better creative because all your energy is now going to your art as opposed to all the other BS. You know what I'm saying?
As far as you were talking about, 30 years of the boot camp thing. Do y'all see a celebration coming along at any point in time? Really kind of.
I don't know, man. I hope so. We periodically do. We did like I think the last one we did was the 20th Nocturnal. It was 20th anniversary for Nocturnal. That was a couple years ago. So I mean, I know that it can happen, but I think that's kind of in the hands of Duck Down. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that usually orchestrate those type of things, but I would never rule nothing out, and I sure would love it to happen. I certainly hope so. You know what I'm saying?
And as far
We
as the
coming up on
artists,
25 years of the Representative album soon. Actually, I'm just thinking
Damn.
about
Wow.
it. I gotta hit up. I gotta hit up. Rock Red and see if we could put together something. Something. I would love to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? Or at
What's
least the EP.
what's he up to these days? Lil
Um,
Rock.
he doing his thing. I mean, family man. We all like we all a little older. We got families, and
Yep.
everybody's kind of doing that family life thing and just going through the grinds of life. But he's cool. He's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Mind, body, and spirit.
That's what's
And
up.
yeah, we just gotta see if we can connect on the same level, same page, and maybe put a couple things out for the people. I know I want to hear it. I know a couple people been asking me, and we'll see if we can make that happen, man. October will be the 25th for the AOD album, so I'm definitely trying to make that happen.
Damn.
like I said, about some dope artists that you've heard of and that have been brought to your attention. Does that give you a good feeling for the sense of like the future of the culture of MCing?
You said far as hearing new albums, you said I'm sorry, I didn't catch the first
The
part.
artists that were brought to your attention. Does that give
Oh
you
yeah,
hope?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Hip hop is in good hands, man. If we could get the control back, in the artist court, there's a lot of dudes out here that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And that's on every coast. That's every area, every main city got spitters, you know what I'm saying? So that's real true. I mean, as far as what we remember hip hop to be, as far as MCing, if you like MCing, that's what I feel like that's the vein I come from, MCing and like, you know what I'm saying? Like making sense when you rap. I mean, all the other shit is cool too.
Right.
Again, if you like that, that's no doubt. There's a time and place for everything. But me, I'm about the MC. I'm about to spit. I'm about the making some type of sense when you rap. You know what I'm saying? The
Exactly.
stories, the mostly conversation. There's a lot of dudes out here that's still doing it. Dudes from my era and dudes that came after. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I think that the future is bright if we could definitely lock it down and get the business aspect of it back into the favor of the actual artist. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think the odds of that are, though, man? Like the way the
It's
game
not.
is
It's the.
shifted.
I really think it's individual. I think it's the artist. Like it's never gonna. Well, I ain't gonna say never. It's hard to get a bunch of people on the same wave. You know what I'm saying? But if we each individually, which again I see a lot of dudes is really is on it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes is taking the new technology with the, with IG and like a lot. When I first got on IG and I didn't know what the hell to do, bro. Like I don't I'm like what is this shit? Like all right, take a picture, put it up, whatever. I'm like this shit is corny. This is whack. What the fuck? I ain't got time for this shit. And now you need to have that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit is a major promotional avenue, and if you know how to wield that sword, sometimes your skill might come, as far as your MCing ability or your art might come secondary. Because if you dope with that, then you could be a mediocre artists, and you could probably make more noise. Not probably, I know there's artists doing it than a regular MC. It's all about your hustle. It's all about you being open minded, willing to, especially for us older dudes, because a lot of us are stuck in our ways. If you're willing to kind of, you know what I mean, like get in and like, yo, listen, this is what's happening now. This is the wave. We gotta make what's best of it. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, to move the culture forward, then that's what we got to do. How many of us is doing it? I think it's a pretty good amount of us. Like I said, new and old. That's really doing it, pushing the envelope. Look at the new Common
Yeah.
and P Rock shit. Like, come on, come on. Common is a Hollywood star right now. He ain't got to be doing this shit. LL, look at LL, Q-Tip. Like these dudes ain't got to really be doing it. They doing it for the culture. But so I
And I
think that
think
the
cat
opportunity is there. We just got to do it. We got to make use of it.
I think cats from that golden era are like working together more than ever too. You see them all doing tours together more than ever, just really
As they should, man.
supporting each other's stuff more than ever. Like
As
I
they
think
should.
that the hip hop 50th kind of sparked some things in them because, like, I
Definitely.
mean, they got to you got to kind of like re-break yourself as an artist from that era nowadays. It's like
Yeah.
you gotta. I see dudes. I ain't gonna call them out by name, but they're from that era, and I'll be like, I go to their timeline, I see their comments. I like, dang, they don't even like none of the comments on here. I was like,
Like
this,
that, like when people be commenting, they don't be responding or nothing.
like, or just like liking the comments with the heart. They won't even do
Oh,
that. You know what I'm saying? And that alone make fans know that, oh, you checking. You know what I'm saying? You seen the
yeah, yeah,
comment.
yeah, yeah,
Damn, I
yeah. It's
like
the
the
little
comment.
things.
The
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
things, and it's so easier to do that than when you have to go to a show and try to meet and
Yeah,
greet
yeah, connect.
every single
Yeah, yeah.
fan.
Facts. That's what I'm
It,
saying, man. Like everything is now in the palm of your hand, literally in your
yeah,
phone. And it only takes a second. Like I said, I kind of feel maybe some of those artists like I was, they just didn't understand the or not willing to embrace that this is the new wave. And like your community is at your fingertip now. We didn't have that power as artists being signed to record labels, bro. Like imagine that power. Like I don't know, understand they I don't think they understand how much power that actually has. Again, um, a lot of us older dudes, we look at it as, you get signed, the record label give you this bread, and they doing things for you. They pushing the pawns on the board as opposed to you being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. Some of us just aren't willing, or maybe they just don't know. You know what I mean? I kind of give people the benefit of the doubt, but again, it's like if you crack this code, it can be very beneficial, man, for you, your career, your art, you know what I'm saying? And it's always about connecting with the people. That's to me is the most rewarding thing about music, like being able to connect with
yeah.
people on that level. Like music is energy, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So if you can meet people on that same vibe, on that same wavelength as you, no matter what type of music you making, or you know what I'm saying, or type of art you making, then come on, man. That's gold for an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like again, you don't need millions of people to have you make a living. You know what I'm saying? You can get 100 strong, 1,000 strong people that's gonna support everything you do. If they, giving you $1 a month, then that's a blessing, and you can feed your family with that. You know what I'm saying?
So when you expect your EP to drop?
So I got it right now on my website strictly because, like I said, I'm doing direct to
Okay.
consumer. I hate to say consumer, direct to my family. I'm going direct to the people who care about me and care about my music and know about me and know what I'm doing. Also, trying to get it to people who may not know who I am or may not be familiar with what I do. But at the same time, it's just trying to build up that core audience, and I want to do it in my own house. So I created the website and I'm facilitating the downloads and all that. So the money is no middleman. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's a trial and error thing for me. I kind of looking around and at the La Russells and Curtis Kings and all these dudes. They've been very inspirational to me, seeing how they do it. I'm like, yo, this is the wave right here. You know what I'm saying? Like keeping people keeping your people and your tribe close to you. So that's how I wanted to do it. But I'm gonna release it probably officially on the DSPs and all that. Probably in the beginning of June. You know what I'm saying? The beginning to
Okay.
the middle of June. So it'll be ready on all platforms and everything like that. I'll say probably the first week of June. I got physical CDs still. I got vinyl still for the vinyl heads. Um, when we start getting back out on the road and doing that shit, all that. I'm trying to have everything, baby. I'm trying to cover all grounds, merch, everything, baby. Keep it in house.
I know that's right.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, but
Before,
let me I'll be remiss to say this, that the EP that's out
uh-huh.
now. Um, I'm working with some individuals that's still keeping hip hop alive. That's not necessarily from the United States. You know what I'm saying? These dudes is from Amsterdam, dope producers, and they reached out to me. My man D Funkin, Don. He's a dope producer from Amsterdam. He hit me up, and that's how this whole shit started. He used to start sending me dope beats, and that shit just kind of motivated me to create. And I gotta give him props for being, coming with that heat and bringing that shit that kind of motivated my pen, made me want to write, made me want to create again. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that's a lot. I get a lot of people that hit me up, and sometimes the vibe or the click just ain't clicking. So it's important to have that. It's like when Black Moon hooked up with the beat miners and shit, like that sound. When you hook up with a producer that just got that shit that just lock into what you do, your vibe, that's very important. So that's what I'm trying to do. So my goal now is to kind of hit every, not just international but national. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hit up producers from France. I'm trying to hit up anywhere hip hop is alive and bumping, because I feel like sometimes it's more alive over in those places
It
than it
is.
is here.
It is.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
the type of hip hop we grew up with, a lot of
Yep.
those dudes is really keeping it alive and holding the flag. So that kind of, like I said, just being involved with or in working with those individuals kind of sparked that vibe in me again. And working with them dudes, it's a godsend. But people that look at hip hop the way you looked at it when you first started, that shit is very motivational. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I'd have been remiss not to mention that I'm working with these producers, Don Funkin, G Hyman. Um, you know, like I said, I'm gonna be working with some more. I've got another EP coming out with them as well. We're working on it right now. So that's gonna be the next one. The goal is just to keep pushing it out, pushing out product. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do at least 2 more EPs before the year's over. Um, and like I said, my goal is to go to each country, each place where hip hop is still thriving. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna be working with some US producers too. I got a couple dope producers hitting me up. But for now, this is my goal. Like try to just, work with that boom bap hip hop shit that I grew up with and I love, and hopefully y'all love too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we
Right.
definitely still love it, man.
Yes,
Before
sir.
we
Yes, sir.
before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out?
Like I said before, besides the producers I'm working with, well, I'm shout out my clique, my family. Um, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, the whole BCC, Duck Down, always supporting. I gotta shout out my family, my wife, the Queen, Queen Me, um, my kids, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Holding me down. Motivation is always in front and center with them because they the reason why I do it. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I shout out everybody who been supporting me from day one, and I shout out everybody who knew that supporting me now. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm hoping to keep this ball rolling. I hope keep y'all locked in. So stay tuned. Definitely more shit to come. I love all y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, somebody tune in, Mister. It looks like H. Owen Keys said, "I want to shout out. Shouts out to you. Appreciate you tuning in." They
Shout out,
commented. They commented me
Mr.
like,
H on keys. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
yeah, H
Yo,
on
shout out,
Keys.
King. Shout out. Salute.
Appreciate you tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Well, we do music reviews on Saturdays too. I don't know if you'd be wanting to send a track so we can review it, but
I will
I'll
send you
send
the
you the
whole
email.
album. I'll send you the whole EP, bro. Yeah,
Okay, we'll do
definitely.
that. We'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
And we do the music reviews Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we go live on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern, of course.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm definitely locked in. And yeah, man, Paul, I mean, come on, bro. We've been we've been connected for a long time, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I want to salute you, man. Everything you doing,
appreciate it.
both of y'all, Mr. J, yo. Y'all doing something that's beneficial for the hip hop community, man. We need this shit. And I salute both of y'all, man. Keep this shit going. I'm here, whatever y'all need me to, whenever y'all need me. Just throw the bat sign in the air, you know what I'm saying? And I'm there, man.
That's what's up.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
All
appreciate
right,
it, man.
Supreme.
All
Thanks
right,
for
bro.
coming on the show,
Salute,
man.
King.
All right, peace.
Always. Blessings. Peace.
All right. There we go. Supreme to Eloheem. Duck down, BCC. You know how we do. Nothing
Dope.
but that real hip hop.
Definitely dope.
Yeah, so shouts out to Mr. H on keys, and shouts out to John Jones if you still tuning in. He said can't eat fame. Peace, y'all. Gonna get some nice clips out of that. As soon as we get off here, I'm gonna clip up throw it through the AI generator, see what shorts we get from that, and then throw it through the other AI generator, see what shorts we get from that. It's good to have a backup to the backup to the backup.
No doubt.
Illinois tracks probably still stuck in traffic. All right, so yeah, that was interesting. Like I didn't realize that Top Dog and Still was brothers.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize that at all. Like so he's cousins to them and their brothers, and that makes sense that Big Cousin Still, whatever he was doing, they was kind of like following in the footsteps of him and whatnot. So let's get back to this bad boy boycott, man. I gotta ask motherfuckers, like, are y'all boycotting Biggie songs too? Like, is that what we doing?
Apparently. Everything on the roster. Everything on the roster.
So you don't want to play no Bad Boy Records music because basically you don't want Diddy to get paid. Jones said every episode got some new jewels in it. Dope. I know, right? We dropping jewels, Jones.
Spread this around. Get this work.
So yeah, man, that's crazy. Like, do you still listen to R. Kelly music?
Not particularly. I mean,
why? Is that because of what he did?
No, not even necessarily because of that. Just because I'm not in that headspace. You know what I'm saying? I guess back in the day I listened to more of it, and I understand that people.
Well, let me ask you this: Would you listen to R. Kelly's music?
Probably if I felt in the mood. I mean,
like "Step in the Name of Love."
The whole thing is like my two issues with any of this stuff when people start talking about canceling things. One, we have to learn how to separate an individual from their art. That's one. Two, we have to learn how to be consistent as a society, and we're completely inconsistent when it comes to who we cancel, why we cancel them, and how long we cancel.
Yeah,
and it's never going to be consistent. So I can't get on that train with folks who don't seem to understand it. Because even though you may not like R. Kelly and what he did and who he was and who he became, because he was molested, he basically became a molester. You can't dispute the music. The music is indisputable. The man hadn't had a song that was ever bad. Same way with Puffy. I mean, you can argue about his mindset, whether he was a producer uh, akin to Dre, or he was more a producer um, like Quincy Jones. His ear and how he executive produced projects is undisputable. The amount that he created, the amount of talent that he fostered and brought to the top echelon of the music business. So we got to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's go down the list. Craig Mack, hit.
Yeah, man.
Biggie, hits. Biggie's second album is in my top 5 of all time. Speak Jay. Jones says Speak Jay. Biggie's second album, my top 5 all time. Yeah, you got G Dep, Special Delivery with the remix. You got Flavor in the Air with the remix. Biggie with the crazy hits. You got Shine, Bad Boy with the remix. You got what am I missing? Black Rob,
Rob.
Whoa with the remix. I mean, although every one of those beats was perfect for every artist, and it allowed them all to have hits. Now, I know plenty dudes with just one hit record that is still touring to this day. I gotta question like management or your booking agency if you're not touring. Like I look at a cat like Loon, right? Did Loon even drop an album? I don't think so.
No, I think he had a couple singles. He never.
But
Really
if Loon wanted to, I mean, just off of I Need a Girl Part 1 and 2, you should be at a tour every year. Every year. If you
we're
wanted
not
to,
even
he should
talking
get a
about the
tour
R&B
every
stuff.
single year just off of those 2 songs, and you just featured on them.
We're not even talking about the R&B stuff. Faith and
112, Carl Thomas.
yeah, 112, Carl Thomas.
We gonna
Mary J.
cancel all.
Blige.
We gonna see that.
You would have to almost go back. You can't even just go back to the Bad Boy catalog. And this is what I'm talking about with consistency. If you're gonna go back, you got to go back to the Uptown catalog when
Total Jones
Puffy
said
came on.
total.
When Puffy came on to Uptown Records.
Like what are we doing here, man? I mean, we're gonna we're gonna try to cancel all these artists off of radio, and we're gonna basically put a stain on all their legacies. We won't say, oh, guilty by association. A lot of them disassociated with him.
A lot of them were just in the studio with him.
So they're guilty. So they're guilty by past association. You got dudes that are 2 of them are dead, and they getting what they got to get cancel culture. They're not even alive to damn speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Biggie and 3, matter of fact. What Biggie, Craig Mack,
and Black Rob.
And Black Rob. 3 of them are dead, can't even speak for themselves and shit. We want to cancel them. You know, it's like I don't know, man. What are we doing here, man? This is the thing, though. I will say this. I'm not mad at anybody who does say, hey, if you do this thing that I think is heinous, that I can't be associated with anything you do afterwards. I get that, but you don't got to take it to the point of like, it's got to be every single artist. Let's just say like, it should just be like the things that he's actively doing right now, like his liquor, a clothing brand, maybe a movie. But like this idea that like really we gonna cancel Biggie Smalls music because off of radio because
liquor anymore.
He's not even involved with the liquor no more. So, and a lot of people are gonna jump and ship like they don't. A lot of people are already disassociating with him right now. You know, because of course that's how it be.
They might be back in 6 months. I mean, talk to the people that are going on the podcast. Like,
this could be like some Lucius Lyon shit, right? This could be like some Lucius Lyon shit, right? Like it could be like Lucius Lyon. You think he's down and out and shit, and all of a sudden he done took back over the company and shit.
All right.
I don't know, but I think that's I just think that's so like whack. Do we even still say that word whack? I just think that's so lame, so whack to try to cancel other people just because they recorded music with them and they were associate them at one point, and they all had hit records. They all had hit records.
That's why I said it's clowned out and it's inconsistent. They're gonna do, but this is what we do. This is what we do in this country. We go to the nth degree, the extremes of one side, extremes of the other. At some point in the future, we may come back to the middle, and people will have some sense to be able to separate people from their music, make them personally responsible, but not make everybody else responsible that was around them that was just doing a job.
Well, is it part of the problem what Schoolboy Q was saying about? I know you've seen it, and shouts out to Curtis King because Supreme to Eloheem shouted out Curtis King, where Curtis King was reacting to the video about Schoolboy Q saying that these rappers nowadays are content creators anyways. They're not just rappers. They're basically content creators that so happen to rap.
I think it's 50-50. I think yeah, you have to create content in order to get engagement, but you still have to have quality music. You still have to have something that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's not quality is going to be cool for now, but 20 years from now, nobody's going to care because it has no replay value.
And that's
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
looking at. Like 20 years from now, is anybody gonna be like, "Yo, you remember that NBA YoungBoy song?" Like, which one? Like,
Right.
which one stands out? I don't know. I can't tell. I know
And
a
at
cat
this,
like the baby. I know he's got at least a few songs that we could say, "Hey, remember that Suge record or the Bop record, or you remember that Rockstar record?" We know a few records that like stand out amongst the rest. But a lot of these artists, I mean, even some that do got that one hit, like how long is like Lil Pump didn't age well. He didn't age well.
I could name you one little. Sorry.
Just
Couldn't name you
the Gucci, was it Gucci Gang?
Okay. Okay.
That was it. I mean, you got a lot of artists that have not aged well after they one hit. Who was that dude that had oh man, the dude that had the song that sounds like the drill song. He was like a Hispanic cat, Puerto Rican cat, had the drill song, wearing the blood, always wearing the blood stuff.
Oh, it's about Takashi.
Nah, not him. I can't think of his name. I cannot think of his name. He had the blue cheese cat.
Blue cheese.
Yeah, the blue cheese cat. He said something about blue cheese in his rhyme and shit. He didn't age well. Like none of these cats are making music that ages well, like this timeless music, this classic music, this great music. Like you said, they're just making like music that bangs in the moment right now, just banging beats that bang in the moment.
Yeah, if you're not making, and that's what he was kind of talking about. Like Supreme Elohim talked about, you know, making songs that are not connected.
CJ, Whoopty. Remember that CJ cat, Whoopty?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember CJ Whoopty? He had over 200 million streams, man. When we get off here, go look up CJ Whoopty. It's like
But
he
yeah,
said, somebody
you
said,
make it.
Jones said even Little White had his 10 minutes. Even Little White had his 10 minutes. Whoa, pump the brakes, man. And we're talking about Little White. Blue cheese didn't age well. That's age well. That's a bar. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that CJ
yeah, it
cat.
is. It is that. That is a bar.
Whoopty.
That is a bar.
He sounds like oh boy that got killed. What's oh boy that got the drill music that got killed? Pop Smoke. He's like a
I
Pop
was talking
Smoke
like Pop Smoke.
copycat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. My whole thing is, like you said, you're making music that's disconnected. You don't have a full project. You know what I'm saying? These projects used to. It's almost like a time capsule. Every time somebody put out a CD from a certain era or a certain song, that was part of a project, you could go back to the time you knew where you were, you knew what you were doing, you knew, kind of what was going on around that time. Excuse me. And that music is like a time capsule. It's timeless music because it just sends you right back to where you were at that time. I don't know how kids are going to relate to that. They don't know what they're going
Yeah.
from moment to moment.
And a lot of these styles are the same. They all like, we reviewed some music and you see the comments, the dudes like, getting upset because I said it sounds like 10,000 other songs I done already heard with the straight rapping harmonizing. I done heard all I can hear with that. There's nothing new you can do with that. Nobody is gonna impress me with that. I mean it's all the same. None of it stands out. That's another thing. All the beats are the same, the styles are the same. How can they stand out? How can anything stand out nowadays? That's
That's
why
what
you
kids.
got cats like Killer Mikes and the Run the Jewels coming up and winning Grammys and stuff because their shit stands out. The Kendrick stand out, the Cole stand out. I mean Drake used to stand out somewhat, but even now, then a lot of people sounded like him and he sounded like everybody else.
And is doing that to try to stay on and stay relevant amongst, you know,
I mean, I
where the
guess, I
new
guess at
kids are
this
coming up.
point, what else does Drake got to prove? I mean, Drake don't really got nothing else to prove at this point. Drake got so many hits that I mean, he's good to go. But you heard of this cat, Johan Roar?
Not that I can, not
So Johan Roar, let me tell you about Johan Roar. I was watching a Curtis King video. For some of y'all don't know, Johan Roar is the most streamed artist on Spotify. Where do you think Johan Roar is from?
I would assume that he's from Sweden somewhere,
Stockholm,
Scandinavia.
Sweden. Stockholm, Sweden.
Hmm,
Where is Spotify located at?
good question. I never really researched.
Stockholm, Sweden.
Eh,
So this cat, Johan Roar, that nobody ever fucking heard of in their fucking life. Basically, this dude has 600 artist aliases.
wow.
And he distributes music under 600 artist aliases and is currently on about 140 Spotify editorial playlists. Now, most people only get added to like a few Spotify editorial playlists at a time. He's on 140 at a time. This dude got like 16 billion streams, man. Nobody ever heard of this cat, man. Like, there's a lot of shady shit going on in this business that, like, what Supreme was talking about earlier about this streaming. There's a lot of shady shit we don't know about with this streaming shit. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't trust none of these streaming numbers on none of these artists.
Well,
Not
here's the
one
here's
single
here,
artist.
here's the thing.
I don't even know if I could
Nothing.
trust my own, man. Because if I no, you could get added to a random playlist and they could fucking bot your shit up and randomly, boost the shit up, try to get you to buy later. When you submit the free playlist, you don't know what they're fucking doing over there because I mean, none of these motherfuckers are influencers. none of these playlisters are influencers, so how are they getting plays?
Well, like I said, here's the thing. Nothing's new under the sun. Radio, everything that was analog has gone digital. When you had call centers, when you had PDs, uh, PD reps, when you had uh, various different other people who were kind of liaisons between the labels and the radio stations, run up those numbers. All that stuff just gone digital. Still doing the same type of stuff.
Yeah, but this is the
You changed
thing,
the
though.
format.
This is the thing, but this is the thing, though. When you did it, and like you run up numbers on radio, motherfuckers are listening in on radio. We know motherfuckers are listening in.
Yeah, but they had no choice. You know what I mean? They had no
But
choice
when
to hear
you,
the same
but
thing
when
over and
you
over
go
again.
digital, we don't know if anybody's listening to the shit. We don't know if there's one single person over there. We know that when you paying a program director to play your shit more and more on radio, we know that actual real people are going to hear your shit more and more on radio. That's going backwards with the digital. We know less and less real people are listening to the shit, and the numbers are going up, but less and less people are listening to the shit. And that's why you go to these shows and these tours. That's why these individual artists in the mainstream ain't always selling too well. That's why they canceling these tours and stuff, because the numbers are fugazi. There's not, at least we know in radio, hey, this many people listened at that hour. Even when they boosting the numbers, we know this many people listen this hour. We don't know that with digital radio. We don't know if it's a real person or not.
Exactly.
Digital
Yeah.
radio or digital streaming, whatever it may be. We don't know, man. Like, and none of these playlisters have any real influence. I don't never see them advertise. I never see nobody advertising playlists nowhere. I don't see
Well, why would
Facebook
you?
ads a playlist. I don't see email blasts a play. I don't see playlists being advertised all over the place. So all I can assume is that everybody's buying plays or botting the plays themselves or whatever it may be, man. Major labels are doing it. Spotify is doing it. It's just if you not a major, if you're not with the majors or with Spotify, and that's the thing. Apparently Spotify owns the Johann Rohr music. The guy that has the most streams on Spotify. Apparently they own his music, and he has 600 something different artist aliases that he releases music under, which I would think is like really some illegal shit right there in its own, that he's got 600 different artist aliases that he.
Yeah, but you got to understand, it may be illegal here, but it's not illegal over there.
No, I get that, but it's
They're-
but this how you know it's fugazi, because the video he's watching, the guy was saying like you go on Spotify, the song will have like 16 million streams, and then you go to YouTube and it has 100 plays. So it's only happening to Spotify. That's the thing. Like, I never questioned the people buying on YouTube. So, because back in the days when people be like, when we were buying views and people like, well, these are all coming from India or China. Well, if you run worldwide ads on YouTube, they're predominantly going to come from India and China. I mean, that's common sense and common knowledge. If you run worldwide ads, they're cheaper for the cost per impressions. And when you run worldwide ads, I mean, they just run most of the ads in there because those countries got a bigger population than other countries. And like I said, the ads are cheaper, so they go for the cheaper cost per impressions, and they go for the bigger population. So anybody thinks if you're getting plays on YouTube from like views from YouTube on India and China that they're bots, well, that's bogus. If you run worldwide ads, they're mainly going to come from China and India. And if I run Facebook ads, I prefer to go for like Philippines or something, because the engagement is so ridiculous. Like they really engage with posts and stuff like that. Well, we about to wrap it up. We shouts out to Supreme the Eloheem for coming on. We had technical difficulties at first, but he got it figured out. He stayed with us on that. Appreciate that. Some people could have just gave up and said fuck it after the technical difficulties, I mean,
Wonderful
it won't
world of the
technical
internet.
difficulties out. No, it won't. It was just, I guess he was having connection issues or something and whatnot.
It's the
Any
wonderful
shout
world of
outs you want to do before we go?
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody here. You know what I mean? We're always trying to keep it moving, keep it going. Shout outs to everybody involved with the underground experience. I just did a new post. That post is up online on www.empiremusic, spelled MUSIQ, .com. Go check it out. Of course, we still got the funder going. Shout out to Fat. Shout out to BTS. Keep telling you all, I'm getting ready to get the pen working again so I can get back in the studio and go ahead and get some of these songs knocked out. Shout out to my guys in the Empire. I'm also going to be starting to push some of that stuff out. Of course, we have some of our old stuff on the line, online on YouTube. The Dark Ages album is up on YouTube right now. Go check that out. Shout out to Rick Marvel. It was actually his birthday today. Shout him out. I'll be interviewing him soon too for the Underground Experience documentary. And Good Rock TV.
Yeah, happy birthday, Rick Marvel. Ain't it what? Evil D's too?
Yes, Evil D's.
DJ Evil D. And that's fitting because we just interviewed a BCC artist, Duck Down artist tonight.
That's dope.
Well, once again, thank y'all for tuning in. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna try to generate some clips and get a clip out there from the one and only Supreme the Eloheem. Jones is commenting. He said, "Word up, brother Rick Marvel. Appreciate you, Jones. Jones, you look just like your pops, man. You look just like Papa Jones over there. Remember, tomorrow, Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, Trill Noise Tracks after he gets out of traffic, which he's probably might still be stuck in traffic for all I know. Once he gets out of traffic, he'll be reviewing music with me tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow we got UG from the Cellar Dwellers tomorrow. Wow, what a weekend. We got UG for the Cellar Dwellers tomorrow. We got Supreme the Eloheem tonight.
Through for that.
So yeah, and it's UG or UG. I realize I can call them both. UG or UG. All right, well, once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Live from Fayettenam Fridays. Don't forget, check us out Saturday, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, and we're out. Peace.
Beats by Trill, straight Killerville, dog.